Scott. And continuing coverage, an historic $17 billion settlement with Meta is set to change how children and teens are able to use Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, but beyond the money, the agreement puts new restrictions on features that attorneys argued were keeping young people glued to their phones. 5 News reporter Bo Russell spoke today with Arkansas's Attorney General, a pediatric psychologist, and young people on who grew up using social media. And Bo, could these changes actually make any difference at all?
Well, guys, one of the college students I spoke with today told me that in high school, her screen time could reach 10 to 12 hours a day. She eventually deleted most of her social media, and some of the very features designed to keep teens scrolling are now being restricted under this new settlement. For 18-year-old Jaden, social media was once a much bigger part of her day.
My Instagram time is definitely too much. I deleted all of their social medias because I realized how much I was on it and it was just negatively impacting my mental health.
In high school, Jaden says her daily screen time could reach 10 or even 12 hours.
Definitely affected my mental health a lot, affected my sleep schedules and my ability to make friends.
A settlement between Meta and dozens of state attorneys general is set to change how young people can use Instagram and Facebook. Arkansas Attorney General Tim Griffin says Arkansas was the first to file its own lawsuit against Meta in 2023. He's sharing some of the changes Meta will now have to make.
The apps will be inactive for minors from midnight till 6 a.m. The apps will be inactive during school days.
The agreement also restricts features including likes and beauty filters. UAMS pediatric psychologist Dr. Tiffany Howell says those features can have a real impact.
I've seen teens take like 50, 60 pictures before deciding which one they're going to post, thinking it's going to get the most likes kind of thing. So I think it'll remove some of that comparison and some of that competition with their peers.
Howell says social media isn't all bad. It can help young people connect. However, unmonitored use can also contribute to problems with self-esteem and mental health. Meta says the new rules will give parents more control over their children's access, but says other social media companies will need to follow its lead for the changes to work across the industry.
Our new time limit commitments, night mode features, and usage limits during school hours set the right path forward for our whole industry.
For Jaden, limiting that time is something she wishes more young people would do.
I don't think people need to be on their phones as much as they think they do. The point of doom scrolling isn't really beneficial, and there's plenty of other ways to entertain yourself that's not on the phone.
Attorney General Griffin tells me the settlement doesn't replace the role of parents, but he believes it gives them more tools to control how their children use these apps. He also says Arkansas will be watching Meta's compliance, telling me his approach going forward is, quote, trust but verify.
All right, Bo, thanks. Looking further at where this settlement money is going, Arkansas is set to get more than $172 million from the settlement, while Oklahoma is awarded $235.5 million. California will see the most with $1.5 billion. State could see a lot more coming its way, though, if other tech companies like TikTok and YouTube agree to similar restrictions. Now, we have not heard any details yet on what this settlement money will be used for. Fort Smith police making some changes to how they use those flock cameras. Police Chief Danny Baker has ordered the data retention period to be cut from 30 days down to 7.
Other agencies can no longer search Fort Smith Police's data, and searches are now limited to felony investigations, domestic battery cases within 12 hours of the incident, and for missing person reports. The department has also told Flock it will review whether it wants to renew its contract, which currently runs through November 2027.
Police say the technology has helped recover stolen vehicles and investigate serious crimes, including burglaries and a mass shooting threat. But Chief Baker says the department recognizes community concerns and that a useful tool still requires oversight.
Well, state police are investigating a deadly crash in Rogers. This is video we have from that scene early this morning. Police say the crash happened around 8:30 on South 26th Street. 2 people had to be removed from those vehicles, one with minor injuries. The other was taken to the hospital where police told us they later died.
Fayetteville police say a man is facing gun and drug charges after he was shot in the leg during a fight last night. Police were called to reports of multiple people firing guns in a parking lot near Parker's Sports Grill on Weddington and Rupel Road just before 10 last night. Officers initially detained Christian Garcia, but released him after they could not determine if he was connected to the shooting. Police say an employee at a nearby Easy Mart later told them the man had entered the store, handed over a .45 caliber pistol. changed his clothes in the bathroom and said he may have been shot in the leg. Officers searched his truck and allegedly found cocaine and a spent shell casing. Police later took the man into custody at his home. Investigators say Garcia admitted to possessing the cocaine and confirmed he had possessed and displayed a pistol during that fight. He was treated and released from the hospital. Fayetteville police say this is still an ongoing investigation.
Well, water conservation efforts are still underway across the Benton-Washington Regional Water Authority, and today the board extended the lawn watering moratorium through Labor Day. The board of directors says due to continued hot, dry conditions over the next several days, no lawn irrigation or sprinkler systems of any kind are going to be permitted. Hand watering shrubs is accepted. The Water Authority says lawn watering can account for up to 30% of a water system's demand. For more than 40 years, this barbecue joint has been a place where everyone has had a seat at the table. How one family is keeping a beloved business and its founder's legacy alive. The month of August is National Black Business Month, and we have been highlighting business owners who are making an impact in our communities. 5
News reporter Jada Daniels shows us the legacy behind the oldest Fayetteville Black-owned business.
These doors have been open for more than 40 years, welcoming generations of customers and building a business that has become part of this community. Since the 1980s, Wes's Barbecue has served more than food. It's been a community hub where people have come to laugh, talk, and eat. Wesley Whitmore, known to many in the community as Uncle Wes, made sure every customer who walked through the door left with something, whether they had money or not. His brother Manuel tells me not only did he touch every plate before it left the kitchen, but every heart. Whitmore passed away this past April, leaving behind a legacy that his family is carrying on.
He was a successful black guy that opened a business and been very supported by all races, all people of nature, as come in, he would take care of anyone. If you had money, you was going to eat. You didn't have money, you're going to eat. It didn't matter what color you are.
And while Wesley Whitmore is no longer here to greet customers, his family is making sure what he built remains a part of this community for years to come. In Fayetteville, covering news where you live, Jada Daniels, 5 News.